Citizens, how's your spirit? Whew. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of housekeeping. Let me just do this really quickly. There come the tears. Took a little longer than I thought. Um, it's the realization on the back end that'll get you sometimes. Okay, so let's do a little housekeeping. Um, I am up, feeling fairly well today. Muscles are there today. Check them out, y'all. Growing every day, right? um, I got some good news for myself and some bad news for myself and I guess Daniel and I together. Anyway, it's been an interesting few hours already today. I posted this live and went to change my clothes so that I could get ready for this walk. And there's been a beetle in and out of the house. I've been trying to shoo him away, and every time I open the door to let in a little bit more fresh air or light, he comes for me. And so I thought that he had gone away, and nope, not so much. Um, I think he got caught up in my clothes. And as I was getting, as after I got dressed, I walked into the kitchen to refill my cup of coffee. And do you know that this MFer was inside of my shirt? Do you hear me? You're talking about freaking the fuck out. He was in my shirt. Oh my fucking gosh. What are we doing? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So that was the first eventful thing that happened. The second eventful thing that happened is I sent an email last night trying to find out what was going on with the job that I had applied for. And this morning I got a response that they went with someone else, which 6 months from now I would be disappointed by. But today, no. Um, as much effort and energy as it takes for me to make it, like physically getting stronger. I'm getting stronger, yet I am living with fibromyalgia. And I need to continue to get stronger. My muscles are building up, yet I need to do some more work on getting some of those things together. I'm sorry, getting healthy enough to be able to push through an entire like 12-hour day. Amazingly, you guys, if you remember about this time last year, probably maybe a little bit further along, I was talking with Rashawn Dave and I mentioned that, hey, Jenny, good morning, love. How's your spirit? Just doing some housekeeping chat first, and we're going to talk about the topic and go for a walk. Um, but sometime last year, um, in year one, I was talking to Rashawn Dave about my micro days, right? So basically, in order to keep a rhythm going with my medicating with cannabis, because there's no one who can really give me a good foundation on the thing, right? You kind of got to learn on your own because there's not enough doctors who are out there aware. There's not enough crossover information. And because I use full spectrum cannabis, which means I use it with THC, it's even more difficult to get concise information because of the federal restrictions. So I fight against that with this little channel, this little voice, well, this big voice, this little body, and all the stuff that comes with it. Anyway, so I do like I was doing a 4-hour day, which basically meant I understood that I could get up, medicate, and then go through my day, go through 4 hours. And I would, at about the 3.5 hour mark, I would need to rest a little and then and start over again. Now that has stretched out considerably. So I can go a significant amount of time. I need to time it, and I'll probably do that today or over the weekend with Daniel. Um, excuse me. We might bring you guys along, but that'll probably end up on Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon. So, as I said, not getting the position, I'm okay with, because I have to get my life back into a rhythm. And it's coming into balance. And at the same time, it's giving me the opportunity, hey, love, at the same time, it's giving me the opportunity to build a program here, right? Not just on YouTube, like an entire social program, which has always been my goal. Thank you, love. To include getting, babe, can you get some sour candy or and grapefruit as well, please? So I won't smoke so much. Anyway, um, sorry, y'all. He's in the chat. um, but anyway, I intend to write a book. So in the time that I continue to heal, I can continue to work on writing the books. I intend to build a nonprofit organization. I can continue to focus on that while I continue to focus on getting stronger. To the point where I don't have to, hey, Ine, how are you, dear? It's been a minute. How's your spirit? It's good to see you guys. Um, so it's being able to put all of those things into, into process. This having this little book right here has helped tremendously. I need to get a new one so that I can organize this book into a more compound, more concise understanding. You all don't understand. Maybe at some point I've shown you, but literally there's probably 10 notebooks plus Google Docs plus videos plus of spread out JP figuring it out. You've got to understand that last year I was very sick and I didn't realize it. I recognize it today that I kept telling people, they were like, JP, you got to separate what you want to do from your platform, your channel. And I was like, no, they're the same thing. It's my legacy. I didn't understand that because February was coming, I was trying to make sure that I put it all on wax. If that makes sense. So I left as much of my story as I could behind in that first year of videos. It's part of the reason why I won't go back and look at it. I know that I need to. I also know how the YouTube algorithm works, and I'm really not worried. Thank you. She says you're the perfect author in waiting. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. It's still a work in process. It's a journey. If you check out this video at some point, you'll see my thumbnail, and it'll say "for the purposes of," and it's got my face. And so that's the book on being a military wife. But yeah, so, opening up those things and putting into work all of the metrics that I know will work, because whether people will tell you or not, some of you know because you've been here with me for a year, I have helped so many content creators, give them information. I've given them little tips along the way, and I'm not asking them for credit. I would appreciate if they'd show up from time to time. That's cool. But I'm not asking them for credit. What I will say is this, because I saw them do it, I know that when I do it, I will be more than successful. You feel me? Because I'm not corralling behind, hey, love, look at you. I love me some you, Holly. How are you? I'm glad to see you. I'm so sorry for all the things that have gone awry lately. I don't want to say, Anyway, I understand. I do. I wish that I had been more active on Twitter lately, yet you know what it's like. So yeah. Trying to bring all of my communities together. You guys, I have a community on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, small one on Twitch, even smaller on TikTok. I'm going back to TikTok too. So it's, anyway, doing all of those things. But like, When I was speaking to Holly on Twitter, I was just laying on my couch, my sister's couch, just trying to exist, to breathe. But I promised myself that I wasn't just going to overcome whatever it was that was before me. I was going to transcend that shit. It's the reason why I fuss so hard about not just dealing with Western medicine, Western mental health, blah, 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 right? Because they teach you to cope, to manage, to maintain, to survive. And if you are a minority, you are tired of fucking surviving. You want to thrive. You want to transcend some shit, babe. And I got you. Because I have been able to transcend quite a fucking bit. And if I can do it, you can do it. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world. It takes doing different daily. You get different outcomes. Like, this video is titled Loyalty and whatever. I can't remember at the moment. Is that bad? That's bad. I should be able to know what the hell I'm talking about, right? How do I find what it is I'm supposed to be talking about? Thank you, Holly. She says taking care of you and doing so much is freaking awesome. Thank you. Those of you who understand what living with a chronic pain condition is like, the fact that I do not take any opioids, that I am not on any SSRIs, which are serotonin suppressors, or I don't do any of that. It's me, cannabis, music, and concerted effort. And yeah, I would recommend it over damn near anything that's going to mean they've got to take you apart. It's just, anyway. So I wanted to talk about loyalty, though, in a more nuanced kind of way. Who are you loyal to? Like, I told you all, don't if you don't see me for 2 days, miss me. Go looking for me. And I mean here on this channel, whatever platform, whatever community portion you are from, JP, the Aspiring Matriarch, or Chronic Citizen, the Facebook group, whatever, if you're a part of that, you need to make sure you're looking for me by day 3. Heard? Okay? Because I'm going to start looking for you. You give me the information that I need to be looking for you. I'm looking for you. You want me checking for you? You send me, I will check for you every Wednesday. If that ain't good enough, drop me a theme song. I'll check for you ASAP if that's necessary. Who are you here for? Right? Like, the point of a community is to be there for one another. If I show up at everybody else's house before I show up for my family at my house, what am I doing? Am I doing right? The house that I built, right? My house, 4 corners and a center pillar to make sure we got a sturdy foundation. At my house, I done built my house. I got people in my house now. I've chosen to take on a partner, a mate, whatever you want to call it. And I've got children on the way here. I got pets. Don't be mad at me. I know some of you really, really, really call those your fur babies. They not. You can't leave your actual babies for 2 hours at 2 months old. You can't. Sorry. Not sorry. Now, you built, though, this house. Instead of, though, coming home to your house with your understanding, with the groceries that you bought, with you take it and drop it off everywhere else. Who are you being loyal to? Now, let's just take it and understand what it is you're creating in the spaces, right? In these social spaces, because social media has now become part reality TV, part fucking reality, right? This is where the rubber meets the road. What are we doing? Are we giving all of our time, money, and resources to that community over there, to the platform, to the ones who seem to have a bigger name, a bigger profile? Or are we focusing on our house, our home, us? If we're putting in 8 hours a day in order to be able to make the means to build a damn house, how much time are we going to put into the house to make sure that it remains sturdy for generations to come? Are we forecasting? Are we looking at what's coming ahead? Or are we donating our time, money, and resources to other communities? And then wondering why our community is crumbling. What are we loyal to? Who do we show up for? Why do we show up? Let me. Shout out to the moms who medicate. Fellas, hey, fellas who are flower friendly. How about that? Moms who medicate, fellas who are flower friendly. Shout out to y'all. Here's the thing. Is it blood? Is it skin color? Is it the group that accepts me the most? Is it anything other than what I pour my love, time, and energy into? And if that's not your community, your house, your foundation, what are you doing? What are we doing? I've never said that money is bad. Bad people do bad things with money. Yet, all money ain't good money. Shout out to the domino players. Man, I love these. Man, y'all, just real quick. All money ain't good money. I remember dominoes. Bam! When I saw that shit in Boys in the Hood, I was like, oh, I'm about to get rough with it. Ah. The year before I got married, I would hang out. As a matter of fact, I taught my children's father how to play dominoes. He's from East Point, Georgia. Tells you who's blacker than who. But anyway, having said that, I played dominoes like the year before I got married. I did a lot of that kind of stuff. But all money ain't good money. If you look at politics today, that's one of the problems. All money ain't good money. People are senators and state representatives and in all kinds of other positions of power, and then they leave there and then they go become lobbyists. And what do? They lobby the same people that they were just working with. Now here's the issue. The people that they're working for have an agenda. And they're going to sell that agenda to the people they used to work with. Guess who that ain't? You or me. They're loyal to one another. Ain't got nothing to do with us. They give a good goddamn about anybody down here. Okay? So the ones down here need to figure out how to be loyal to one another and move in the same way. You want to see the top 10% fail? Let the bottom 90 cut them off. Decide that instead of going to get your groceries delivered from Walmart and whatever factory farm it was that they got their shit from, you all learn how to build community gardens and create your own. Create an ozone layer between you and the top 10. And when they cannot siphon off of your debt, when they cannot siphon off of your need for quick convenience, then what? Will they come to the table? And how will they show up? This only happens when you are loyal to your community. Yours. The one you built. The one that you invested in, the one you helped grow. The one that started at your foundation. Now, I recognize some of you do not want nor know how to be leaders. Fair. Some of you are not meant to be leaders. Don't know it and don't understand that people don't want you. Okay, here's the deal. We need everybody to have a floor, a solid one, so that everyone can stand, right? So what is your talent? What is your particular skill set? What can you do? What can you build at your house? Maybe your house is where we get all the cilantro from the community because you are the best cilantro grower there is. Maybe your house gets with the cannabis house and we get I know y'all leave me alone. We get cilantro cannabis. I'm trying. Okay, maybe the cannabis house and the coffee house get together and we get cannabis coffee, right? This is what the world was like before this conventional bullshit. Before we became more invested in currency that does not actually matter or whatever, and stopped investing in people. We used to. We stopped investing in people. I really need to go for this walk, y'all. My eyes are blurry as shit today. I was up for a few hours last night working on the tablet. I really need to get glasses. That's what I need to do. I was up for a few hours working on the tablet, and then I slept, but I guess I didn't let my eyes rest enough. Then also, I got right back up and got to work, doing some more writing and tiny details. Those of you who already have YouTube platforms that you are channels that you're actually actively running, all of the small details help. Every metric that you can put into your metadata moves things later. Not so much right now. I need you to understand that. Your metadata, whatever any tiny bits of information you can put in there today will make your information grow as the platform does. As things become cyclical in these talking spaces, your content will be pulled along into those spaces. It's up to you to understand how to put the right words in those things. I can't give you that. I don't know what type of content you're creating. If you want my counsel on those things, you're gonna have to come see me individually. And it's not because of anything other than I don't know what you. Here we are. Here we are. We come up here. You can come up here. Well, you'd have to tell me I need to fire up the big one, but you can do that. Yet at the end of the day, I mean, look at how many people. Anyway, you can go over to the Buy Me a Coffee, and you can leave. You can request a consultation there. Actually, do one for the cannabis consulting and spiritual healing. I'm not gonna put a YouTube one up there. Sorry, not sorry. There's plenty of people who want to tell you how to be YouTubers. I think I'll tell you right here. You show up here, I'll give you as much information as I can. Anything else? Meet me at my other house. It's a mansion. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm goofy. I swear, y'all, I slept, but my eyes are so puffy. Well, JP, you were just crying a minute ago, goofy. I know, I'm ridiculous. So back to the loyalty piece, and especially when it comes to politics. So many of us, as minorities, period, have been loyal to the Democratic Party because we thought that their values were at least somewhat aligned with ours. Now, they seem to be moving outside of any type of allyship. Now, mind you, again, I told you before, they were not for us, right? Republicans and Democrats are the same as lobbyists and the government. It's just, you know what I'm saying? What's that thing called? What's that? That's the nucleus. That is the nucleus of our current crisis as a nation. They're all up there cavorting around, not giving any concern about the people down here. The people down here recognize and understand the current climate, the change that's coming, that this is some cyclical shit, the same way that they up there do, yet we know that we'll be more impacted, and we are trying to find a means to communicate with them or come together to get us a different result, because this is not working. Our children are going to be born, I'm sorry, your children, my fellas, still have an opportunity at freedom. The youngest is 20 this year. His children, should we not make any changes, will be born into darkness, born into the slavery of debt. And that's his peers too. So that means any child of any so-called minority, and some of the majority, will be born into a physical debtor's prison, like born into debt. Look at how much money this government has spent. And before that, what are we doing? They will never be able to overcome that debt. So what are we going to do then? We will be these tiny little feudal states that we are inside of this YouTube space. And is anybody ready for that? Hey, Mark, are you on Facebook? Oh, awesome, because I can't see your name. I'm assuming that that's why. Thank you. No, they can't be. You're on YouTube. You just got a different name, and I can't see it. Child, my eyes just ignoring me. But yes, Jenny, honey, we are fodder. We are, well. Either way, it's unlikely that I will. Let me rephrase that. So Gen X will live long enough to see the change come to fruition, yet not be affected by it, right? So the millennials, Zoomers, and whatever they're going to call these next generations, they will live the effects of everything that boomers, um, are you kidding me? Did it really jump from boomer to I'm skipping a generation, aren't I? Is it boomers? That seems so wrong. No, where boomers was the largest generation and they didn't ever break it up. So yeah, boomers, Gen X. What's my parents' generation? I'm a late Gen Xer. I think it's part of the reason why I keep having this issue. Anyway, y'all, it's not like we need to do generational math today. Forgive me for going off. Ah, it's the cannabis. All right, we're gonna go for this walk. Yeah. So again, if you're creating any kind of foundation, well, but millennials come after me. So millennials will live through some portion of uh, the, the the downturn, like the worst of it. Millennials will live through some portion of that. Generation X will see it, yet they won't live through the worst of it. Uh, and then, well, boomers, you see what's happening there. The silent generation is pretty much already gone. So yeah, uh, you can see why there's so many questions about whether or not young adults are going to make more children. Why there's such a push for an end to Roe v. Wade, blah blah blah, Roe v. Wade. At the same time, there are those who are advocating for it. Yeah, I have a hard time with that. When I was younger, I already knew that I was pro-life, yet I always spoke that I was pro-choice for others because I understood what that was. Yet at the end of the day, I couldn't fathom okay. I told you all that in February I had a near-death experience and I had to go up there and explain everything I'd done in my life. Why this, why that, why I wasn't with the man that I was actually married to down here on this earth, those things, right? I couldn't imagine going up there and explaining that part. I couldn't imagine going to my creator and saying, I know you sent this life to come through me. I couldn't muster the courage to do the work. That's going to sound insensitive because there are those out there who had to make the choice for other reasons. So I'm going to frame it this way. This is an understanding from a utopic standpoint. Knowing that we are not in utopic times. Those of you who made whatever choices you made, you did what you had to do in order to survive. Less than extraordinary circumstances. I recognize that. That's the reason why we're given the opportunity to go up there and make a case in the first place. The Creator recognizes it. I can't say that we all get that opportunity, right? Some of us made those choices and for whatever reason. Hey, Mr. Stewart. Some of us made those choices and we were caught in the despair of those choices. Hey, Looks for Entertainment. That's a new name. Glad to see you in the space. Making those choices took more of a toll on us than we imagined. And so when it was, ooh, I'm in trouble because I was supposed to go on the walk before Daniel pulled up and he's at the door. Anyway, making those choices, right? Let me open the door for him. Babe, don't treat me like that. Okay, so, dang it. We make choices to survive. I said that early on. When we make survival choices, we can either recognize that it was for survival and our Creator can forgive us, or the opposite happens. We made whatever choice we had to survive. And then the despair of that choice began to swallow us, to pull us down, to put us in this space where thank you, baby, where we can't see ourselves for the good that we know exists in us, for who we were before the hard choices, for who we were before the ookie. I have a post on Buy Me a Coffee, which I intend to update, titled Mourning Monday. Because for the longest time, I was mourning about everything. Mainly all the times that I had poured into the world. And it seemed as though the Creator hadn't had anybody show up for me. I'm someone who recognizes that people are going to people. They do what they do. Hey, Top Slug, how's your spirit? People consistently. It's just what they do. So you can't hang your hat on people. I love you, Big Rig. I don't do friendships. Only allies apply. They come with what you need because they recognize it. Because it's not about their feelings. It's about what you need. I don't do friendships. I recognize that people are people. They're going to people. You have to be able to accept that part, and that your creator has a bigger bank account than yours and will show up. What pissed me off was that, forgive me, Mark, don't you say nothing. What pissed me off is that this motherfucker wasn't showing up. I made 3 men. I poured into children that weren't mine. I poured into families and families and families. I poured into my foundation, and other people ruined that motherfucker, leveled it to the ground. Are you telling me you showed up for me? I don't think so, pimp. Let's talk. I had a different conversation when I went up there. How you gonna tell? Nah, man, I don't want to hear about the man that I'm with. I don't want to hear about these small things that you may think that I did. I survived whatever you let this fucking world throw at me, and this is what I get. I'm sitting here jumping up and down, screaming, trying to breathe and stay alive. This is what I get. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all can miss me. My mama said, bruh, bye. Yes, Mark, we see ourselves through the lens of our mistakes. And when I tell you that in this regard, I ain't had no fucking mistakes. Do you see them? There are 3 grown Black men who know how to smile, who know how to care for their own. They may have some issues in life because everybody's got a pecking order, birth order thing going on. But for young Black men who weren't supposed to make it past 18, 21, 25, God damn it, I did that shit. I was there every damn day. You gonna tell me my reward is to be right here? Get the fuck out of here, bruh. We got to talk. We got a problem. And I have that righteous indignation because I have always been here for mine. A1 day one, 16 years old in Manhattan, funky ass Kansas. Juneteenth, talking about how Black people need to come together and be here for one another. That's loyalty. I worked in Black organizations. My corporate experience, good or bad, with some Black folks. I learned from the bottom, moved my ass up, continue to do so in everything. So we got to learn to understand how to move differently. You want to judge whether or not I'm the one to do whatever because you think you see a thing, but you don't want anybody to judge you or pull you apart. How does that work? I'm loyal to the ones who show up here because I show up here first. I'm going to give you what I know before I give it to anybody else. Now, if you take it, you recognize it, run with it, and you get the outcomes you're looking for, ta-da. If not, well, shit. Maybe you should come back for more clarity, more understanding. Maybe you shouldn't have been cavorting. Never mind. Turn the light off. I got hostile. Forgive me, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this screen brighter. And yes, I know. I see. Part of the thing now is I don't want to go for a walk because my eyes, my pupils are all extra dilated a little bit. Extra. Okay. Hey, TVE. How are you? Glad to see you in the space. TBE, I think that I've heard you said, oh man, listen. Mark, you mentioned growing pains. Brother, growing muscle after not having any, I really know what infants go through. Mind y'all, I was born February to March, March to April, April to May, May to June, June, July, July, August, August, September. I'm 7 months old today. I'm 7 months old today, babe.
You are. Yes, you are. As it is the second today.
Sorry, y'all. February 2nd is the day that I had my near-death experience. So I'm 7 months old today, and I fully know what it feels like to be a 7-month-old going through growing pains. Like I eat, sleep, and cry a lot. I guess about 6 months is where you start trying to get your baby up on their legs and walking. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm out here walking around. Y'all should see me too. I look like a little fat pregnant baby or some shit like that. Your birthday was yesterday, Mark. Happy belated birthday, bro. We should celebrate. I'm telling y'all, it is JP season. It's September, baby. I'm 7 months old, near death wise. Otherwise, September 30th, I will be 47 fucking years old. Bless you, babe.
Thank you.
All right?
I will.
I mean, I know you are, but the rest of the world is like, well, goddamn, what's going on over there? That's his natural sneezing pattern. You hear me? That is almost every time he sneezes, it's gonna be at least 3. You can set a clock to it. Anyway, I'll be 47 years old, y'all. Like, it just dawned on me 2 years ago that when you say your age is actually a number of years and not just a number. I know that sounds ridiculous. It does. Mr. Lemon Ginger Tea. That's right, Mr. Top Slug. September, Libra gang gang. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Body Sunday you remember. Body this is September.
Never played that song at Walmart.
Ah, damn. Here go Walmart ruining my birthday song.
It was.
That's all right.
There's like an event going on in front of Walmart. There's like a guy in the Chester's, like a Cheetos, Chester the Cheeto fucking tiger, whatever the fuck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a guy in that mascot costume standing in front of Walmart, and there's 2 tents, and they're giving out Takis and like snacks and shit. And inside of Walmart, there's cupcakes. That's where I got the cupcakes from.
But you came back with no Takis?
I got no Takis. No.
You didn't bring back anything, country?
No.
Oh, baby, why? How much cupcake did you eat?
I ate 1. So I got 4 total. I dropped 1 when I walked out of the door.
I love you.
And then I ate 1, and because I got 1 of each for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then I dropped my chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like it when you drop your chocolate though. Mark, it's Friday. It's day date. You ever see the black man blush? It's absolutely adorable. Cheeks this big and they just turn like bright brown, like light brown. It's adorable. What's that?
But yeah, so
the evidence of your cupcake that you've already eaten is still on your face.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I asked.
That explains. But yeah, I had 1 cupcake.
Mark said they're hot in that suit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And they're standing in direct sunlight. Direct sunlight in front of the Walmart, not even in the shade.
Wait a minute, and you're encouraging me that I should be going for my walk right now?
We got some shade over here.
You see how he do me? You see how he do me? He can recognize that folks over there is gonna burn up in the suit, but he like, you need to get your ass outside and get it done. Men.
We got some shade over here.
Masculine.
Plus, you don't have to be out there for as long as they do. Because they're going to be out there for a minute.
No sympathy is what we're doing? No sympathy.
Oh, I was about to take the whole shirt off. Forgot on my camera. On live internet.
I mean, you take yours off, I take mine off. Let's see.
No, we can't do that. Can't do that. So.
We have to take update pictures though and put them on Buy Me a Coffee. From the ones, especially from the ones that took before. You need to stop doing that. And
I know I need to put water.
Self-care. It's Friday,
and all that.
so you need to do all that stuff before day date.
Trim, yeah,
Before day date.
hairline.
Okay, there you go with the ego.
All
See,
that.
what are we doing right now?
What? I just said I need to trim. Manscape. There we go. I need the Manscape. That's all.
Okay, with some people. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. We go, mwah. Messy. I was messy, but can't talk. All right, so look, okay, we're gonna go for this walk.
Yes.
Hey, why do you want to know?
Day.
22. What's your next question, TBE? I've been under fire for a year, bro. Go ahead. Fire them off. I'm ready. Anybody else? You want to give me some incoming now? I'm 47 years old. But look at him slapping his forehead. You make it seem like I'm the one, sir. Can we do this now? Because really, real talk. Why are you slapping your forehead like that, TBE? I can't bring you up because I'm on the short, but you can put it in the thing and I'll respond to whatever you say.
Hey, we're not doing that today.
Yes, we are. I'm fine with it. I'm not bothered by it.
I'm not bothered either. I just don't want it to throw
It's
topic,
not.
the topic of your strength.
It's not. I'm loyal to you. Speaking of loyalty, well, that's what I was going to talk about. It, as you see me in the YouTube space for this last year, the other part that I was going to talk about was the cutoff game. You see me either cut off or be loyal, yet I am who I am. So I'll rock with you until you are out of pocket, disrespectful, out of line, whatever the case may be. Until you cross the habitual line steppers and boundary pushers. TVE, it's no worry. I'll be honest with you. This is not the first relationship in my life where I have been with someone younger than me. He's upset because, babe, hold TVE. I don't know how old you are. It's listen. Okay, so I'll give you a brief dating history to help. Outside of my children's father, I've dated maybe a couple, and I say couple, 2 men, 2 to 3. So TVE is 49. That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Okay.
It's expected.
But everybody feels some type of way. Even the okay. I have a young spirit. At 47, I wear a Care Bear onesie. I sing, I laugh, I dance, I smoke. I'm goofy. Have been my whole life because I married young. I raised my children. I was a stay-at-home mother. I was able to keep my youthful joy and presence as I matured into my adulthood. Hush your mouth, Top Slug. Hush your fingers, as it were. He said, listen. So, when I was in culinary school and I was 36, I dated someone who was 21. When I was 40, wait, was that 2015? Yeah, 2015, I would have been 40. And so just before, right at 40, the gentleman that I was with, who died in a home invasion, he was in his 20s. The woman that I would go on to be with after him was in her 30s when I was in my 40s. We were 7 years apart. It's not, and I am not someone who, it's not going to sound nice in this moment. I don't go chasing people. I chase my dreams. I chase my opportunities. TBE, no worries. I'm not upset or bothered. That's the point. I thank you, Mark. He says, JP, I see your spirit is young. Yeah, I'm not offended. I know that in this space, a lot of people get easily bothered, whatever. The reason that I am choosing to say it all in one thing here is because it's never been all said in one space. And it needs to, for clarity's sake, because I've been around other content creators who actually have been rolling with me for a year, and up until 2 months ago, thought that Daniel was my son. It creates its own reality of a certain standard, right? People see what they see, regardless of our interactions, regardless of how regular the relationship may seem outside of the age difference. People see what they see. Um, Yet that's why I'm writing books. I mean, TV, I'm also someone who rappelled down the side of a mountain when I was 14. I have seen Spain when I was 17. I um, have been around the military my entire life. I witnessed more things than regular people. I've led some kind of real world sort of strange mission, like pushing cars in the snow to go and feed children when there was no power. So, yeah, no, being able to tell my story on camera makes it easier for me to be able to write my story, makes it easier for me to be able to take the knocks as they come. It is a talking point, and especially in this space. But that's cool. This space is made for talking points, and talking points get you viral at some point. And so someday I'll say the right thing and I'll go viral. How about that? And if it happens to be the fact that I'm 47 and I love a man who's 22, someone's going to ask me, well, how the hell did that happen? And I'll be able to tell an entire story because I spent time in the trenches getting beat up by the manosphere for loving who I love. It is what it is. Um, I'm loyal to me. I'm loyal to the foundation that I've built. I'm loyal to my allies, which is why until you injure me in a way that is um, irreparable, I'm loyal. Now, there are times when you may not hear from me yet until I tell you to your face to kick rocks. I say your name on here. It's almost the equivalent. If you got my phone number, you want to know for sure, you should check me. Check in with me, that is. You wish you had my courage. Mark, I have not, it wasn't until talking to Daniel and other people in this space that I saw it as anything other than living my life, babe. I was considered essential personnel for several years throughout my working experience, which meant no matter what happened, I was like the goddamn post office. Rain, sleet, snow, whatever it is, I'm gonna be there. And I did. I got there. I got there. I got the job done. I was rewarded for the effort, whatever. Yet at the end of the day, it was being able to see the success the work that a team was willing to put in and to get rewards for them. That night, they didn't have to go home to cold homes and whatever it was. They got to sleep in a comfortable hotel bed. Food was made for them. All of those things. You know, I find joy in that. So it does not hurt when people don't pour back into that. I don't expect everyone to move the way that I move. I don't expect everyone to do what it is that I do. I expect everyone to give the concerted effort to do different daily so that we can have those outcomes. Thank you, TBE. He said, at least you love being in a relationship. I do. And that's despite um, some really terrible things happening in my life. Um, because I'm loyal to love too. I'm not a hopeless romantic. I recognize what's required. Thank you, Mark. I believe so. I believe that there's a freedom in the courage, which is, why I can love despite it all. Um, Long and the short of it, I'm gonna get my shoes on while we talk about this part. Long and the short of it, I am a woman who has been abused by one man, and I'm gonna be very clear about that. Although there have been other incidents with other people, I've been abused by one man for the last 26 years. And shout out to Kwame Brown. He would say that a mother is supposed to sacrifice for her children. I'm sure he would also say that I probably shouldn't have sacrificed in some of the instances. I've been hit. Um, I have felt the full weight of a man's fist in my face. So when men talk about it in this space, and I say I understand, and you people think that I'm co-signing, I'm not. I'm speaking from a knowledge base, all my own, and I'm trying to keep you young ladies from having the same outcome. There are talking points in this space, Mark, and some of them are talking points into the indoctrination of our past. Marriage is not about duty. Marriage is not about the just because it's. You have to, babe. I'm gonna start moving. Um, you have to commit to the person. So you've got to know the person. That makes sense. You got to know that there's someone who isn't going to put their hands on you when their emotions go too far. You've got to know that just because you all share a last name doesn't mean that you own someone, that you can control them, their life, or their outcomes. Yes, Mark, you do have to vet the person. Hold on, my signal's going to drop. Let me see if I can catch it first. Come on, come on, come on. Dang it. You have to marry for the idea that we are going to build together. Dang, this thing is the lighting's really bad. Anyway, you've got to marry for the idea that we are going to be building together for the next 60 years. And is money going to be enough to sustain that? Is the haves of the day, um, the so-called current currency, is that going to sustain y'all? What happens when you don't have the money and you don't have the looks and you don't have the health? Are you going to be able to be there for one another to get it out the mud? I'm going to tell you something. We talk, how can I know what? I'm sorry, looks for entertainment. There's a bit of a delay, so you'll have to help me out. Um, we talk a lot. A lot of times, people in these spaces talk down on homeless folks and whatnot. But have you ever actually seen a homeless couple? What up, Big L? How you doing?
The,
Have you ever?
humidity's going down.
You're so funny, babe. Corny but funny. Um, have you? Homeless couples take care. Oh, how can you know the person before you? Oh, talking to them, like real conversations. Like I'll be honest. Um, I actually wouldn't have married my children's father. I came back from college in the United States. I went back to Germany where my parents were, and I was surprised to see him at the airport. I had every intention of meeting someone new. Well, not even that. I had every intention of just going on with my life. I had been in college for a year, so on and so forth. And then I came back, and my mother was sick, and a host of things happened. And, well, he locked me in his room until I was pregnant, basically. And here we are. So, let's move on from there. um, yeah, conversation, knowing what you want. So, by the time that I was 18, I knew I wanted to be a mother early. I knew that I wanted so a family foundation that was strong and sturdy. My parents were married for 21 years, until my mother passed away, and my father's now been married for about the same amount of time. And so I wanted that, and I married someone who said that they wanted the same thing, yet because it wasn't what they came from, I don't just did, they just didn't know how to get it. Um, so yeah, you've gotta vet the person for the person. You can't depend on the currency. You can't, because it's a cycle. It comes and goes in waves. Life happens. And especially if you don't have an insular community that's going to support you in the hard times, like a fucking bouncy council, you're going to have these situations. Oh, my ex, no, I didn't. And it's not so much that I didn't know that he was lying. I was blinded by my mother's approval of him in her situation. My mother would be diagnosed with stomach cancer in September of 1995. I would find out that I was pregnant sometime between July and August of that same year. I didn't want my mother's grandchild to be born a bastard. It might be the only one that she saw. He ended up being the only grandchild that she would meet. Um, so he inserted himself into my life. I didn't know, because I dated him. Yeah, it's hard to. Baby, why is the front door open?
Because I didn't close it.
Okay.
The main door is locked.
Okay.
I didn't close the screen door.
Okay. Lockstar. So here's the thing. Um, I lived in Germany at the time, and these are small insular communities. So my ex worked with and for my father and knew of me before I ever knew who he was. He went to every job that I had. He learned my patterns. He knew about me before I ever knew him. So no, and then while I was gone to college, he spent time with my family. He inserted himself into my mother's life, my younger sister's life, and then my father. He was already there. So no. And my father didn't know that we were dating until well into um, me being gone to school and whatnot. So it was those things. And if you understand how narcissists move, then you are stalking, then you understand why I wouldn't have seen it coming. And back then, sorry to hear that, Mark. Yeah, back then, looks, there was no terminology for stalking in 1995, right? There was no lexicon, no frame of reference for what on the surface to me would have seemed like normal dating behavior. So yeah, it's that part. So that's part of the reason why I am writing looks. That's why I want people to understand that there are some things you can't know. There's a wonderful gentleman out there. His first name is Lee. I can't think of his last name right now. His whole channel is dedicated to being a diagnosed narcissist, and helping people understand what that's like. He works with a narcissistic abuse survivor support group. And to be honest, looks, at the current moment, I am still living under a certain level of concern. I try not to say fear because I try not to put those things out into the world. Yet, if you understand how someone who believes that they own you works, especially when you have their name, if y'all don't see me after 48 hours, come looking for me. That part. So, yeah, that's how you can not know, and still be able to give people sound, solid advice on one, how to have a good relationship, two, how to survive and overcome, and more than that, how to transcend the bullshit of struggle love. I was never one meant for it. I wasn't raised into it. Well, to some degree, I was. My parents were Black and Southern. They had some church indoctrination that I had to work through my own self and get out. Um, Thank you, Looks. I appreciate that. You said you're sorry. I appreciate your sympathies, because, to be honest, until recently, I didn't know what it was. I was willing to tell me, and I had done all of the wrong, and I just hadn't tried hard enough. Hey, Von Bryant, how's your spirit? I really thought I hadn't pushed through enough, that I hadn't done the individual work that everyone talks about. Nah, there's some things you just can't damn account for. And being stalked by a psychopath, I don't think that that's one that you just, like, wake up and be like, let me go ahead and put this in the things that I need to put in my training lexicon. It's not how it works. It's just not. So, yeah. Now, though, I can say that I've learned a certain level of selfishness is required to look after yourself before you look after anybody else. It makes it difficult to be in a relationship. I can say that even even some of my more recent relationships, I've accepted things that I shouldn't. Um, yeah, Mark, he has used guilt to manipulate me. At this point, he just uses finances. The only controls that he actually has left over me are, because we were military, his military finance. He's making the divorce difficult. Yet that's supposed to be coming soon, so we'll see. You said your daughter's father is a pioneer in this manosphere. Oh man, Looks, dang, not a pioneer though. I feel you. Hey, handsome guy, you want to see my homie real quick? Look at him. There's your homie. I like hanging out with these cats. um, but so, well, yeah. I mean, you said you overstand. I'm sure you do. How are you, Kelly? So it's one of those things. Um, I learn every day as I realize what has transpired in my own life, and I continue to try to make a go at loving other people. Um, it's a constant adjustment as to whether or not I can. Is this thing actually dangerous to me, or am I actually just feeling that it's dangerous to me because I've witnessed it somewhere? Look says, yeah, the effects it's had on her devastating. I grew up with him and never saw the coming. Yeah, I wish. Here's the thing about it. Like I wish we hadn't experienced the crappy things that we experienced, because we did experience great moments, and our children had those, right? we did all of these family things together that weren't tainted in the moment by the reality. And hopefully, even after hearing my story in its entirety, won't be tainted for them. Or they will appreciate the opportunities that we were able to experience more, because of my story, right? Um, so yeah, it's a little bit hard for me to live in the regret space, and that's what it is. I try to accept every decision for 5%ers have a saying, build on the positive and destroy all negativity. If I can find something positive in it or make something positive out of it, that's what matters. Mark says self care allows you to care for others. The oxygen. Yes, definitely, Mark. Putting on your oxygen mask first allows you to take care of others. Yet, one of the things that I have to say is that we in minority communities will put on our oxygen mask and then go to somebody else's house and put their oxygen masks on for them instead of making sure that everybody in our house has their oxygen mask on first. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You teach younger mothers. That's fantastic. Look, one day we'll have to actually get together and talk about it when I'm on the restream. Um,
The big boy.
or in Discord. You guys, I do have a Discord. I got a Facebook group. Y'all know that YouTube stuff. Do that stuff, that thing. Moderators, if you can, if you don't mind. Anyway, we're going to go around the parking lot one more time right here, and then I'm going to go in the house because my legs are starting to get tired. Um, but see, the thing is black people say these analogies, right? No offense. Let me back that up. Let me be fair. Minorities say these analogies and then continue to move like capitalists. So you put your oxygen mask on, and then you go put everybody else's oxygen mask on. That's making sure that everybody else gets taken care of. Where in reality, you need to put on your oxygen mask and then turn around in your house and make sure that everybody in your house has their oxygen mask on, knows how to get to the bathroom, all those things. Yes, it is 8, Mark.
Knows how to keep the house from burning down.
Right. Knows how not to burn down the house. All that jazz. So now, once all of that's taken care of, and like my cat, y'all, let me tell you how militaristic I am, not intentionally though. I ran a daycare, and so my children had to understand how to get in and out of the house in case of a fire. So we had fire drills. Like, you need to be that intent about what you do in your home. You need to have a fire drill for everything, including fucking feelings. Do you hear me? Especially if you are raising boys. Girls are too pretty to get too far into the fighting and the hair pulling, even today. Okay? Boys, on the other hand, they don't give a damn. They're going to show up in the world. They show up in the world. So they will beat each other down if you don't check it. So you need to have an exit plan or an escape plan for emotional young males.
To the death.
And if you don't have one, it's time for you to build one right now. Let's call it emotional etiquette, y'all. That's coined a phrase today on Friday. Emotional etiquette. We need emotional etiquette. Thank you, Lots. I appreciate you being here. Thank you to everybody who has been hanging with me, going on this walk. We're going to go inside. I got to go potty, so I would say I'm going to turn on some music. You know what? I'll let Daniel talk to y'all for a couple minutes. We'll do a couple theme songs, and then we got to get me a nap so we can get around to a day date. Hey, it might start early. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Don't treat me like that. But real talk, like, people are running around talking about emotional intelligence, yet do any of you have any emotional etiquette? Do you know how to be genuine with your emotions? Do you have emotional muscle memory? Because that's what etiquette is, y'all. It's like it's being able. Let's see. Is that from a dude over there?
It was on the ground.
Oh, okay. It's being able to quickly set something up according to your memory. It's a muscle memory. So you practice repeatedly, right? So you need to repeatedly practice your emotional etiquette and stop being crappy to other people.
Did our
I'm a damn genius, y'all. Well, Mark, I suppose that's my next goal there. You said some of us don't. So I guess my next goal is to help us figure out how to get some emotional etiquette. Yep. And then y'all can run fire drills after I give some emotional etiquette lessons. So, Wusa, I'm a little bit tired. Babe, you don't need the headphone in order to be able to talk, but you do need to move into the camera. How about that?
I don't need a headphone.
No, because
okay.
it'll pick up from the phone. But you're going to have to sit here. I'll be back, you guys. We'll do theme songs. Thank you.
All right. What is up, people in the YouTube platform space? My name is Daniel, also known as an observant creator. I'm tired as shit. Excuse my French. But I'm tired as fuck. uh, I've been up all night because I work overnight shifts. And today is my one and only off day. So it's kind of chilling right now. I got to do laundry today. And I got to go back out to get a couple more items for the house. And then come back and chill. Do some self care, take a bath, shampoo, condition, trim, moisturize, eat, drink, all that good jazz. What I'm speaking about is not really on topic. For me to speak on the topic in terms of loyalty, yeah, midnight shifts. Um, Peace and shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming through. We appreciate you. And to speak on the topic about loyalty, what are you loyal to? Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's like, in general, I say most people are loyal to the prior knowledge that they already have, right? So like there's like this common knowledge, and there's like assumptions that go around that become common knowledge. And those things are like stigmas. There we go. Stigmas. There are stigmas that everyone knows, right? One of them, for an example, being that if you give a homeless person money, they'll buy drugs with it, right? So everyone is loyal to that mental, like to that subconscious, that subliminal knowledge, because it's a general thing. It's a stigma that's been normalized so much that everyone knows it. Everyone spreads the same information. It's yeah. So I say people are loyal to that, and because they're loyal to that, they're loyal to the stigmas. That makes the trust factor. That makes the trust factor wishy-washy. And if the trust factor being wishy-washy, the loyalty factor is wishy-washy, as a by extent. Because without trust, there's no loyalty. It's like it all comes back to trust. Ultimately, it all comes back to trust. Trusting whether or not trusting the prior knowledge of consuming food will let you live, drinking water will let you live. It all comes back to trust. You trust in something. You trust in some information. You trust in a person. You trust in a thing to do a thing. You trust in the sun to shine, etc. You trust in the rain to come, the wind to blow. You trust in fire to be hot. So yeah, it's everyone is loyal to what knowledge they have and what is general knowledge. That's what everyone is loyal to, in my opinion, for those reasons that I just expressed.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. I can't see the chat.
You
Where's
pull
the chat?
up. There you go.
Okay. Heard that many times. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Good. Thank you, baby, for holding it down for me. Did you get cigarettes?
Nope. I was gonna tell you that, but you were live. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I forgot to grab them while I was in Walmart.
Okay.
So I was like,
Okay.
let's get them later.
Heard. So, what we've been talking about this whole time? I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me and Daniel for this last hour and a half or so. I didn't really anticipate it being this long of a conversation. I never do. I don't try to time it. I tried to time it out. I used to. Now, and I let the universe decide. I'm still here, so there's that. My tummy hurts right now, though. I drank that cold water coming in after a walk. So I need to hit the bowl a few times. I need to make canna butter today. I'm gonna make some canna oil too. I'm gonna take a bath. I sprayed the bathtub, but I forgot to wash it out. Um, but yeah, no. I mean, just really think about who you're loyal to, what you're loyal to. Are you loyal to yourself? Are you right, Mark? We have to get to the space where discernment is second nature. I agree with you. You got to, the way to do that though is to be loyal to yourself first. Look at you and what you would anticipate. Um, is that reasonable? Is it feasible? This thing is doing the most, which I think means it's probably time for me to get my goofy butt up out of here. How about them apples? Like the signal is getting slow, and I think I'm down to like 17%. Yeah, and I'm trying to get all these YouTube notifications and whatnot are coming in. So I will say this: you all should go over and check out the recent release from Kendrick Lamar. If you are an adult, go over and check it out. I will be talking about it later on this evening. Also, go check out I Sing Your Little Podcast. Be nice. Go check out The Real Long, I suppose. um, do your thing. Enjoy your Friday. Uh, we will, and I'll be back. He's gonna take a nap at some point. Night shifts do that to you, and I don't sleep that often. So anyway, keep your spirit up. We'll see you in the streams. Deuces.